Senior member.
Things change quickly.
Each.
Oh, God, we can take it down. Now I'm one. Should I be?
And you weren't here for the discussion. It was all in the minutes, so I could just say,
Oh, I mean, you can't tell by hair color, right?
Evidently not.
Age wise.
Oh. Age wise, and more gray hair. He does, and I was 23.
My size, my size. I just didn't cut that much. I'm
Over the gray.
It's my Chinese.
Size.
Okay, welcome to see what date today is. The December 16th, 2024 meeting, Plattsburgh, City of Plattsburgh Zoning Board of Appeals. We have two appeals in front of us. One is a repeat or bringing back and re-reviewing with additional information. And the second one is 17 Morrison Ave. I'll take them in the order that they're on the agenda. So Guy and Mary Mulder. Step right up.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you're key here. Yes. So I guess once they went out and measured, things were a little different.
We did the changes that we had talked about last
Yep,
time here.
yep.
And with the help of Kyle and Jim, hopefully we now have everything correct. And Mr. Mulder cited that, there's the porch on the corner of the house as opposed to the porch all the way across, probably in effect.
Okay. All right, you understood our concerns, thank you. Okay, I guess actually this is new territory for me. It's the same appeal number, same appeal. Do we have to do the seeker again?
I don't think so. That was already, sorry, yeah, we've already come to that.
Okay, then we could just discuss. And same thing with public hearing.
You might want to open it back up
Okay.
because of the new information.
Okay, all right. So realistically, as we understand it, the new information is that the dimension from Park Ave is essentially different than what we had, correct?
Yeah.
To your property line. So the front of your house is right at the setback of 25 feet. Correct? Okay.
Yes, and I apologize. I forgot to change it when I rewrote.
Okay, well, so what it looks like, what we're looking at here is we've discussed is there's only 6x6 area of that porch that violates our setbacks. The side towards Cogan is within allowed setbacks to do averaging. The front is allowed for a 6x8 area, and you have a 14x8 area. So essentially 6x6 square feet of that is what is violated. Okay, everyone here, anybody have any? Actually, I should first off mention we're a 5-person board. You need 3 positive votes to approve or 3 negative votes to disapprove. If it goes 2 and 2, nothing happens. I learned that this week. So if you want to postpone, that's up to you. My recommendation, based on what we had approved before, I would continue, but that's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would like,
And
All right.
you can stop at any point before the vote too. So if you don't feel comfortable, you can stop at any point.
Yeah.
And postpone on the board's behalf.
Anybody have any questions? I mean, we went over this in detail last time. Okay,
No.
then I will open up to the public. Is there anyone in the public that wants to make any comments? If not, then I will close the public hearing. Wait. There we go. All right, we've already done the seeker, so we don't need to do that. I guess really it's just a matter of a motion.
I'll make a motion. Do I have to say that this motion supersedes our last motion?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we might just stop.
okay,
Yeah, make a motion that our previous motion is no longer valid because of new information and
okay. Okay. I'll make a motion on appeal 2388 for 97 Park Avenue West. That the board approve a Class B area variance to request to construct a deck into the front yard setback. To the new plans provided, which will supersede a previously approved appeal. Making the December appeal most valid.
so a yes vote is to approve the plan that's submitted. That should go into the record, that final plan. Thank you. Oh, there we go. We got a second. All right, you got 4 yes votes. You're good. Thank you for participating. Maybe we can see it. Spring? Okay.
I'm not sure, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank
You.
you.
Happy holidays. Okay, next up, Matthew and Anna Dixon. Right where the microphone is. You can pull up if you're gonna talk. I'm assuming you're Matthew and you're Anna and,
Michael Kuhn with AE.
okay. And
I
you're
know
right.
Matthew and Anna, but I do feel I can be impartial,
Okay,
if you guys will have that.
Very much.
Yes.
all right. Tell us about it.
Tell us about it. Okay, we are wanting to put a front porch, the width of our home. We have young kids, so we want to spend more time really just watching them play in the front yard. It's an east side front porch, so. We had a giant pine tree tall on a big probably 30-foot hedge in the back, so that was our shade for us. Facing backyard, so. Yeah, we just like the front porch. So that's the width of the front porch, it's going into the house. We can extend approximately. And that's it, covered. To spend more time, our neighborhood's going through a lot of. Almost a rebirth in a way. Then 21 years old, and he was 5 or 6 now, so all 10, 7-year-old, and I think 5 or 6 kids all in time. Do all the yards going, so we want to spend more time in the front yard, which would be nice. do so comfortably with front porch. The side porch, we're looking just to bring forward, not extend laterally to our neighbor's home, just to match and meet and above the front.
Extending the side porch forward would allow for our entire family to fit inside the home. We have a family of 5, 3 kids. It's relatively snug at this time.
So your existing front porch is really more just a stoop.
It's just a step.
Okay.
It's roughly 4 feet forward of the house and 10 feet wide. So the new porch would be 6 feet wide, or 6 feet forward of the house and 1 forward of the house. Extending over to include the side screen porch extensions.
The actual front of the house is in the front yard setback already for that program.
It's currently deficient to
By
the
2
side
feet.
yard and
When was the house built?
33 or 37. Say 36.
And then you're also adding a deck in the back.
Actually, they're proposing to remove a portion of the existing deck and put in the patio down at. The deck is currently 3 steps higher than the ground level.
That's right, yeah. So, trying to build privacy. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not playing on my phone, I'm pulling up Google view to see kind of what is around there.
In part of citing the front deck dimensions, we did scan the front of the house with the front of the neighbors' homes. And the front of the house just below theirs, so you're 17, that's 15. They recently put a front porch the full width of their house. And so we essentially, the 6-foot depth would be in the same plane, same line as the neighbor's front porch.
Can you show that?
So that's different than the picture in our package.
We actually have.
Correct, the aerial predates what.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Did we approve that?
I don't remember. Can you find a? What's out of that bottom? Let's see if you can find the date.
Oh, this is before me.
No, stay right there.
Been
Here,
here.
can't this, the other house. Where's it from? Yeah, 12. See where it says talking, I need to see what the. No.
It's the yellow house.
Yeah, it's 15.
Yeah.
It's, I want a historical
It's-
picture though.
It's brown in this image. It's yellow now, but
Oh.
there's the deck.
Yeah, so I would like, that's the same as what's there now. What you're saying there is what's there now.
Yes, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just-
The house next to it looks like it comes out further too. The one to the left would be 13.
Then north, they're all set back. Interesting, 15 looks almost like it's askew. Like they're running the lines and then they cut back towards your house, almost. It's weird.
Yeah, 13 and 15 are. Are lined up. 15 is on a little bit of an angle.
See, there's 4.
You can see 13 comes out too.
Mhm.
So does 11. You see that, Tom?
What's that?
That the setbacks on 11, 13, and 15 are all.
Yeah.
They're all,
Yeah, those are all,
Deficient.
those are all way pre-existing.
they're all what?
All pre-existing, those.
Yeah,
With
It
the house
tells
five
us.
right
Yeah,
there.
15.
Yeah,
So Scott Murray.
Scott Murray and Deb Roscoe, yeah. Well, Glenn and Kathy Light were actually the ones to redo it. They're on the other side of us. They're the ones that applied, I believe. They built the porch. They live on the other side.
Pretty certain that there was something in front of the board. Do you recall
I know,
that? I kind
I
of
remember somebody on grades.
We had somebody on, Beacon. Yeah. And that was maybe a light.
2 or 3 years ago, there was a porch like that on grades.
Yes, I do remember
I
that.
remember that.
Yeah. And they wanted to expand the porch.
just curious if you have elevations. Of the design yet.
We started working on it, we're doing architectural plans for them, but with not knowing if they would be allowed to do it, we kind of looked that up.
Unfortunately, this is, Jim and I had separate sections of the city. And neither of us are in this section, so. This is just, it's a little cloudy for us right now.
I think as far as. Height, dimensions, it would be similar to our neighbor's porch as it exists now. As far as just kind of a flat roof coming out and then.
Would it match the line of like where your roof is now? Probably just come off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like to stay under the window.
Right,
So
okay.
it'd be flat porch, likely to be able to build the height and maintain above the door with no windows.
And it would likely match the elevation of our side porch as it exists now.
Okay.
This was 2012.
Yeah.
We did do a concept rendering, actually, we had emailed it to him, and Matthew has it on his phone.
Would you like to see it?
Sure. Yeah.
What's the setback look like on 19? Are they even with you now, or are they closer to the road, do you know? Can't put.
So from our scan, I believe they're. The house is a little proud to the closer to the road, but then with the porch, their house would, the front face of their porch would be closer to the road than the neighbor's house.
So, so it's not going to be enclosed,
The front porch.
porch is not enclosed, and the side porch.
Will be.
Will be enclosed.
That's a basic rough
Right,
rough
right.
rendering. So the side porch, we'd like it enclosed to come up and meet the front porch as it faces the person.
Right.
Just to summarize the variance request, we tried in the narrative breaking down the existing conditions to then highlight what the proposed conditions would be. So currently, the front yard setback is deficient at 19 feet, where 25 is required. With the proposed larger front porch, it would have 17-foot front yard setback. The side yards currently are 0 feet to the north. And then 10 feet to the south. And we wouldn't be decreasing either of those, we would just be expanding within the 10-foot setback for the area of the porch. And then currently the building coverage is deficient of the required 25%. It's existing at 28%. And with the proposed two enlarged porches, we would be at 31% building coverage. Yeah, that's still below, you know, aside from building coverage, open space, they still have a surplus of open space, so. We felt it was not a substantial ask and that we're still making.
Well, the other is the current front porch is allowed by code. You can have a 6x8 in the front yard setback. The real existing deficiency on the front is the house itself. Being at 23 feet. And you're essentially taking that down. But that's a matter of semantics, but just a 6x8 front stoop is allowed within the front yard setback.
I would venture that the open porch is less intrusive on, I mean, visually less intrusive on the setback.
Yeah.
Than if it was enclosed.
So I didn't fully understand the side enclosed porch is going to go to the front edge or stay even with the house.
It would stay to, it would be extended to the front face of the front porch.
Okay, so there would be an 8x6 area forward of the house that would still be enclosed also.
Correct, yes. That way they could have a passageway from the front porch onto the screen porch without having to go through the house.
Well, you could still do that.
By walking around to the back.
No. Cutting off the enclosed screen area, even with the house, rather than bringing it all the way out here.
Oh, and have this be open as well?
Yes.
Yeah, but then the goal is for them to be able to have an outdoor dining table and have enough space in there. And so it's, you know, this extra 48 square feet would be very helpful.
But like Jim said it. You lose the openness from the street the minute you do that. Being enclosed when you're encroaching in your front yard is a different story if it's enclosed like that as opposed to being open like your neighbors type of thing. So.
I think the idea is we wanted that to be 3-season as well. And it large enough to host our whole family, if not guests as well. And to have, it might appear as it might appear that it encroaches. However, we plan to have floor to ceiling windows that would allow for a pretty open and airy space. That we would hope wouldn't at all interrupt anyone's visual, you know, parameters when outside our front space.
Would it be possible to, in other words, if that front east section in front of the house was open, could you extend the west side of that enclosed porch
Back towards the back there.
back towards the
Yes.
back?
Well, as we have it, it aligns with the bump out of the house, so that the roof lines. You know, can be symmetrical, so not symmetrical, but tied.
You could, you could wrap it around a little. Maybe, that's just a thought.
Yeah, what's on the base of that wall, there's those, the interior space, we would just really want to be part of the enclosed. There's
Yeah,
French doors in the back.
Yeah, there's-
there.
large French doors.
Oh, that's good, that.
Yeah. They span almost the entire wall. And there's a water line.
Yes.
So they have French doors on this wall that open up this deck. So I'm not sure if bringing, in lieu of this 48 square feet, if adding that back into here for their enclosed dining space. It might, I mean, I really think that the principle of this was to align the roofs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it would encroach and be a detriment to the set or to the doors onto the back of the room.
And like Matt said, we have a water line in that corner as well. That we use all the time in the summer.
Oh, when you say water line, you're talking a spigot.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, not your water
Oh,
line.
no, yeah,
Okay,
forgive
all
us.
right.
Just can I bring something up real quick? There have been sewer issues from Beekman going through, you're aware of that. Okay, just want to make sure I figured you would be with disclosures and stuff. I wanted to make sure.
This also has.
Good enough, that's all.
No, they do not cover that. They don't use that as coverage, no.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, any of the uncovered deck or patio area does not go against
Okay.
coverage, correct?
Unless it's more than 1/3 of the required open space. Oh, not coverage, open space, I'm sorry. If there's open
That's
space,
not an issue.
but it doesn't go against coverage. Nothing open. A covered porch does, open deck does. But they do go against open space.
Oh, we have no issues up to this, on this.
No.
Any other comments, questions? Yes,
No, I mean, I said. Is it gonna be foundation under the porches or is it on posts?
Guess we haven't talked about that, have you guys talked to the buyers?
We haven't spoken about that.
I mean, if you're attached to the house, don't you have to go down with,
You can do it.
Right, so. More conventionally would be you would dig and put concrete piers
Yeah.
every 5 feet or so to support the structure with posts. And then put lattice or some sort of coverage so that, critters don't get under.
Yeah.
Or you could pour concrete walls and then frame up from the ground there. That would be
Yeah.
another option.
I guess I'm wondering, the thrust of the question is if the enclosed porch is gonna be, basically stick construction. Is that-
Yes, the goal is to have large expanses of screen and or windows for three season effect, but they would be unheated, and there would be stick. I would think, given the fact that it is roughly 2 feet higher than grade,
Yeah, about.
that it would probably be on concrete piers. And then framed out from there with posts.
Man. Let's do some housekeeping and take care of the seeker. They have any comments?
No.
I hope that Michael has done his due diligence and.
Try and check all the boxes that need to be checked.
Agreed, most of the stuff what we're doing here really doesn't affect what they're asking. No,
Right, the main thing on this location would be if it's close to the historic resources anyways.
Yeah.
It's out with the historic.
So I'll entertain a motion in regards to the seeker.
I'll make a motion that the chair review part 2 of the seeker and mark no or small impact may occur on questions 1 through 11. And then sign part 3.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Yes, this is a difficult one, and one of the worst parts about it is that I think that your neighbor didn't get approval to do theirs. So I can't really say, well, okay, that's the way the neighborhood is. Taking a look at where you are northward, they're all pretty much very similar to yours. I drive by a couple times, just looking at things and. Okay, thank you. And even if they did, I personally, I like the sight line down the street. And my biggest issue with it is the area that's coming forward from the house. I don't have any problem with anything on the side. You know, you're not violating the footage in any way, you're just adding more lineal feet that is at that line. I personally don't have a problem with that. Because that's minor, and I realize where you're at and the age of the house. I mean, right off the bat, you're right on your lot line on the other side, which is a no-no now, but you know, when that house was built, that's a different story. They didn't even have zoning back then. It was however the developer did it. I don't know how the other people feel I do get concerned about precedents. The minute we do allow something, then like you're doing right here, saying, well, my neighbor did it, so why can't I? So once we start saying yes, then we're hard pressed to say no to anyone else in that same situation. And is that the way we want it? I don't know. That's kind of up to the people. I will say that in the future code, it may be allowed, we shall see, but that's not what the code is now. They are discussing changing stuff like that, right or wrong, so. But I want to wait and hear what Kyle has to say about your next door neighbor. If that's all right, if anyone,
You should remind them about the size of the board.
oh, yes. That we still are a 4-person board, or we're a 5-person board, so you need 3 affirmative votes. And if you get 3 negative votes, well, it wouldn't have mattered about the size of the board. If we go 2 and 2, nothing happens, you'll have to come back. It's not approved, it's not disapproved. But if we do disapprove the plan, you cannot come back for a year unless you come back with a substantially different plan. Okay?
But they could wait if they wanted to for a
Yes,
full.
you can wait on our behalf because we do not have a full 5 complement board.
So right now we have to get 3 out of 4
Yes,
instead of,
3 out of 5, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
all right, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Phil?
yes,
Is the belief that they didn't go through the proper channels to build that front deck is that written, is that from memory or is that from just?
That's what Kyle's going to look to see if there is,
yes,
there is a,
and yes, it is from memory.
Okay,
I've been on the board since, I don't know, 2009, 2010, and I think I've missed 1 meeting. Yeah, and I doubt that was held then, because I
I
saw,
doubt it was theirs, yeah. The reason I say that too, they have memories of, they've shared with us their process of applying for this.
Oh.
So I would think that, I mean, I don't think that they would make that up, but I'm interested to see what the.
I've been wrong before.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. That my wife will tell me that frequently.
Your wife used to sub for me when I was in grade school,
Really?
yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, this is the name.
Okay,
Yeah, and I think for our neighbors porch, I think it's the beauty that it brings. I think that's what drew us to that design.
Mhm.
Because our neighbors are out there at night, just relaxing.
Yeah.
It's quiet. It's quiet street. We're lucky for that, Grace McMartin's right there, so it's not really a through street, so it's quiet.
yeah,
And that we want to relish in that.
Yeah.
it's
So
also a narrow street,
it is narrow, so that's why it's
which, so
great.
no one would go through there trying to get someplace fast.
People still do, unfortunately.
can you show us the rendering again, just so we can see that the windows and stuff that would be in that front corner? Potentially based on the first ones.
And I think that's the tough thing, because with the extra space, without the extra space, it's gonna be a matter of. Really each individual in terms of what they find beautiful, so.
Yeah, okay. This one doesn't really show it enclosed though.
No,
right?
it doesn't, that's why it's.
So in 2014. They built to have a larger porch than the front yard setback.
We did, and we did approve it.
Yep. With-
Chop one up for me being wrong again.
You blame that on Ron, he was.
Hey, he was. Boy. All right. But theirs is completely open, correct?
It is open, yeah, that's right.
I don't understand. Well, actually, I guess I need to open it to the public. Anyone in the public have any comments? Want to make a comment as public? Okay,
So with that,
all right, now close up
oh, I'm sorry.
hearing portion.
So what do you envision on the street side of the enclosed porch?
All window.
Well, screen in the summer.
Yeah,
window
yes,
in the
yes,
winter.
yes, yes.
And I don't think, just architecturally, I don't think we would have big wide columns like the neighbors do, you know,
Right.
that's a different style.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it would
impressive.
be thin lines with, the priority is the openness, the
Glasses.
screens and the glass.
Yes,
Less of the structure itself.
yes.
And then some kind of a door onto the open part of the porch?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. When I say all window, what I mean is floor to ceiling openness,
Yeah.
whether that be screen or window. And full width.
What's the intent for the area that's not screened in?
In the front
Yes.
section. Just leisurely hanging out. It feels more
Yeah.
social. To
No, I
have-
guess for including. Or are you planning on screening all the way around the front porch?
Not all the way around, but just up until where that front.
Okay,
So I
so
think
just
the
the
color kind of
pink area.
Differentiate, yeah.
Yeah, I always have a hard time with that color line.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, but I can tell the difference between the blue and the pink. So basically, the pink would be enclosed,
Yeah.
the blue would be open, similar to what the neighbor has.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Are you gonna do a door into it from the front porch?
Yes, so there would be a door roughly right here.
And then one on the back?
We're trying to, yeah, we'll connect that to the deck in some capacity. A step down. To the existing deck.
And I think in many ways, by having this, the front porch communicate with the screen porch. It helps preserve the privacy between the neighbors, so you don't have, you know, if they're out having dinner on the front porch. And friends come by, they, you know, rather than walking through the house or walking down between the neighbors' houses. They can easily communicate from the front porch right into the screen porch or opposite.
Well. It's good. Do something.
Okay,
I'll accept a motion.
Mention the five-person board to these.
Yes, we, while you were gone, we do lots of things when you're gone.
I'm gone most of the time. I'm barely here right now.
okay, I'll make a motion for appeal 2390 at 17 Morrison Avenue. For a Class B area variance to construct a covered front porch. An enclosed side porch resulting in encroachment in the front yard setback deficiency, a combined side yard setback. And an overage in lot coverage. To be constructed to the plans provided.
Second. Okay. Guess we'll be seeing you next month. We got 2-2. So not rejected, not approved,
Thank you.
right? So
Is there any feedback we should consider further?
well,
You could,
all right,
you could pull,
what's that?
you could pull the board if you want.
Does anybody want to, I mean, I think you know where I'm coming from. Okay, if it weren't for the screen in your front porch area and enclosed, I would probably have voted yes. Okay,
I had the same concern, but I did vote yes, but I did have the same concern, and so for me, it was close.
So front porch all the way across would be working.
similar to the
The
neighbor,
Okay.
you know, just. Essentially, I see it as the minute you do that, you break up the continuity and the general flow of the street type of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
When you come back, maybe more pictures of what the plan might look like would be helpful too. Right.
No, that's fine. Speak with it if you want to say something also, but if you weren't so close already with the house, it might have been a different story, but right off the bat, the house is in the front yard setback. And unfortunately, I think if you look at it, you're at a point of transition between the houses. The ones south seem to come a little closer, the ones north are all set back, either right at your same or maybe even a little bit more. So you're kind of, you know, it's a difficult situation. I like the idea of the plans, you know, the idea of what you're doing, and I understand it, but that's what I had a problem with. Evidently Kim had some issues with it, but said, we'll let it go. Did you want to say anything, PJ?
Yeah, I would just say that like, in a few multiple aspects, I mean, I really don't have anything different to say, but there's multiple issues going on here. And I do think that addition of that front corner just adds magnitude to, you know, the things that are already, that we would already be approving with, you know, with current issues that we got between setback and coverage, and that it would just exemplify, you know, in the neighborhood there. I live in Old House too. I mean, in the 1860s, and a million issues with not really doing what I want to there either. But I mean, it's when you look at the kind of the, you know, just the format of these neighborhoods, you know, just trying to keep some of that a little more uniform and still allowing for, which, you know, we see all the time, you know, times are changing with, you know, looking for more outdoor living space and, you know, utilizing that in a different way. And I do too. And that's just how things are changing, which, you know, allow us to look at these things. But yeah, I think there's just a couple of pieces there, like Scott said, that kind of add a little magnitude to the exception. In my opinion.
So, yeah, I guess the one thing we can say is the envelope isn't the issue. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think if you can do it, we would have a problem extending it back.
Yeah, we'll look at that. That was it.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
He's leaving for work for a long time. Does it have to be next month or is there a
No,
way to?
We would probably, it can be up to 2 months, but with agreement, we can do even more, correct?
What?
With agreement between the applicant and. Because at 62 days, with agreement, you can extend,
Okay,
is what the state said,
yeah, that,
is if both the applicant and the board agree.
is that something you just
Yeah.
Yeah, then.
That was discussed in depth.
What's the refresher then? That's good, I'm good with it then.
Yeah. I mean, we'd like to, how long are you gonna be gone for?
Probably till the end of April.
Oh, okay,
We just don't want to also impede like your progress.
Right.
You know,
So maybe it's something to talk about and then be in touch.
okay,
Mike can represent you also, if you, even if you weren't here, if it was just Mike, if you wrote a letter saying he could represent you, then. If you trusted with your stuff, then you can do that as well,
Okay.
so. You,
right,
Okay, thank you.
thank you, appreciate it, thanks. Okay, we got some minutes. Right, so October 21st.
I was not
We,
there.
we can't approve them. Because we only have two
Right.
people that were here. And. All right, we got 4 of the 5 that were here on November 18th.
Make a motion to approve the November 18th minutes as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Especially since we got superseded.
Right, and that's what I was gonna say. They met.
All right, one more motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Kim doesn't want to leave.
Aye. Okay. Do not turn it in